Family.
Family.
Family. Family. Family.
Family.
No, my family backstory will be that my dad tried to teach me smithing, sports and athletics, and I said, "Fuck you, Dad," and I hit the books. And that's why strength is my dumb stat, and I'm a wizard. Though I do like him. It's more like a friendly It's more like a friendly adopted dad rivalry, not a. Not
yes.
a fuck
No.
you,
So when
not
we
a fuck
get
you,
into
Gary.
this,
I will never call you Dad.
the only stipulation is that your parents are legitimately good people. So, to set the stage a little bit. At the end of the last one shot, you guys witnessed the event, the end of time. And that was the beginning of it. We are jumping ahead 200 years into the future.
Did our characters survive?
You don't know. It's also 200 years. I don't know. I'd have to look at the races and how long they live for to tell you whether they'd survive.
I would have been alive. I don't know if I would have stayed on the plane, though.
Oops, dude, is he turned?
There is no way to leave the plane. There is no more planes. No more planes.
What happened to the fire plane?
That's where I'm from.
What happened to all the planes? They just merged. Everything merged. I don't think you understand. Everything merged.
No, I don't
Legitimately.
understand.
Well, now you understand. Everything merged. So, what happened is where we are right now. The world is split. There are essentially two major areas of the world that are known. On the left-hand side is Avirath, the city that is projecting the sun that you guys started up. That is the 4 square in the center. It's the only 4 square safe zone. So everything that is green, I think it's green. My glasses aren't on. I can't quite tell. Is considered this. Okay, it's green. Thank you. Green are the safe zones. That means not a lot of bad things happen there. They are warded off from the rest of the other zones. And the way the safe zones are set up is you have your main city in the center, and you have 4 gate cities that kind of control the flow of people in and out to keep them safe. Around that, the blue squares are neutral zones. So there's not really any laws in the neutral zones. They're a little bit more on the, you kind of get by doing whatever you can zones, but you're not constantly under attack from evil monsters or whatnot. There are some bad things that exist there, but your issues are more, humanoids than they are giant grizzly bears, or it's just a thing, or tyranids. And then you have the red zones. The red zones are what surround the neutral zones and lead into the place where there is no light. So those zones are essentially any monster you can possibly think of as they kind of get, I wouldn't say bored, but as they kind of flow out of the endless war that is happening in the center, the Scar of Darkness, they make their way into the red zones. And essentially those aren't inhabited by most towns. They're just camps of a couple different clans. There are some Space Marines that are there. There are some, there's the most prominent clan there is the Belmont clan that have set up around all of these red zones to try and make sure that the evils that come in from the outsides don't get into the neutral zones as much as possible. They're also responsible for expanding. So originally when this world started, there was a lot more red on this map. There's a lot more unknown. And the Belmonts were the people that originally pushed out to the edges of the lit world and kind of created that red zone barrier. You guys are over on the right. You're not on the left. You're on the right. You're starting on the right. And you guys are in the middle on the right. You are in a safe zone. We'll go over as far as, what might have happened before you were adopted and whatnot when we get to each character. But as of right now, you're in the safe zone, and all of these zones are named after whatever originally settled there. Though at this point, every zone is just like a mix of different universes and fantasy. It's not like this zone is regular D&D, this zone is partial World of Warcraft and that kind of thing. It's all intermingled, but the names are based off of each race that originated there. So you guys are starting off and grew up in the zone called the Exodar, which is a safe zone that was first settled by the Draenei. For a little background, they were once people devoted.
Can you help me spell Exodar?
Exodar is XO, so it's EXO and then DAR.
Fabulous. I could have guessed that.
But you didn't.
I wasn't going to risk it.
You'll never get the biscuit.
For context, anyone who hasn't played World of Warcraft, the Draenei are a race that are like very devoted to light. When this event happened, though, the beings that they worshipped seem to have been lost in some way, shape, or form. So,
Classic.
They're kind of dealing with that. The town you
Burning Crusade, classic, but they're close.
right? No, they are burning. That's a good job. Good one.
It wasn't nailed it, but thank you.
And you, the four of you, were adopted.
Why? You stop bringing it up. I'm sensitive about it.
You were adopted by Roger, the ex-Space Marine, which at first you didn't really know much about, but the more you grew up, he kind of told you about. He's explained to you the fact that there are no ex-Space Marines that exist. Space Marines exist until they die. Like, you don't become an ex-Space Marine. But he is a special case. Because he didn't want that. The Space Marines, after this whole thing, have been looking for the God Emperor through a amount of endless bloodshed in the Dark Zones because they can't find it anywhere that's here. So essentially, if you're a Space Marine, you are going out into the zones that don't have a good source of light until you die. And your father didn't want that life. He didn't want to fight anymore. He's seen enough bloodshed. So him and his brother were able to make it look like he died out in the field and kind of pull him in towards the center over here. And your adopted mother, her name is Urel, is a Draenei. She is the speaker of the town, because there is a speaker role. And your town that you're in is called Hala, which is one of the 4 gate cities of the Exodar. Gate cities are, there are, like I said, 4 of each in a safe zone. The entire purposes of the 8 cities are to restrict and monitor access to the safe zones. They were originally set up because of disease. There are a lot of different species that didn't have the same diseases as the other ones that they were experiencing pretty rapidly in this very tight space. So it was originally set up to kind of make sure that people could be quarantined till they got over things that are even simple but might kill another race off instantaneously. So each safe city each gate city has like a little quarantine zone to kind of say, okay, are you okay? Like to sit it out if you have anything. Oh, also for context, it takes 7 days to cross one of these squares if you're going from left to right or top to bottom.
When's her birthday?
On horseback. Her birthday is April 17th.
Perfect. No further questions.
Okay. But yeah, you were all adopted, which I'm going to keep bringing up now that you told me not to bring it up. So we're just going to say it over and over and over again.
No.
And
do we have any aunts?
not that you know of. Not that you know of.
Have we met our grandparents?
No. The only people you've met from your adopted family are your mother and your father. They haven't really talked about outside family as much, or extended family as much.
Are we a Christmas celebrating family?
Christmas didn't make it, believe it or not. Didn't make it to the New
I
World.
don't know what Christmas is.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't. I just know that Orcus tried to disrupt it once. But while I know, the player know that, we don't know that.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to break up the lore dump by having you guys introduce your characters. We can go one by one. Kind of tell me your background, and maybe a little blurb about what happened before you were adopted, and then give me a fun fact, like what you did growing up in this family and a fun fact about your family. We're going to start with Ross because he complains about being adopted.
So somehow I'm the oldest of all of you, but not by much. I look older than I am, but it's just how pallid elves look. You know, Dad was an athlete growing up before he joined the Corps, and he always, you know, he wanted to instill that sportsmanship in me, but it turned out I had a knack for magic, which was a dying thing in this universe. So I pursued that. I pursued that instead. And while there was a friendly little rivalry in as a kid about not playing sports, I think eventually he grew to embrace it, and now instead of being a little upset about not wanting to follow some footstep items, he's kind of proud I did my own thing. Now I'm a wizard, Harry.
Wait, you're a wizard, Harry. Point out, the size of the city of Hala is about 2 times Waterdeep. I don't think I ever posted how big Waterdeep is, but it's a big city. The gate cities are huge, sprawling things.
Yeah, so I didn't plan my district's blitzball team or whatever weird things that these guys.
Yeah.
It's always I like
baseball. We've established that baseball exists. Oh, okay.
It should be football, but I'll take whatever sport you give me.
Or football, sure.
Well, he's a Canadian saying that, so what kind of football?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about here. American football
American
or football?
Or like rugby. Oh. Probably rugby.
And another thing to mention as far as magic users, because magic is definitely a dying thing. Well, it's rare. It's not dying anymore. The people that have been able to use magic people who have grown up using magic are just very rare. It's not like the numbers are dwindling. It's just they're very few, and they kind of keep at that steady few. Anyone who is a magic user would be heavily influenced or heavily suggested that they go work at the capital, because that's where the ward is held, and they need as many magic users as they can. As far as wizards go, clerics and paladins.
Now that you say that, I think Dad is against sending me to the ward only because of his trauma surrounding the Imperium. He knows what happens when you get sent into these causes.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to mention that in case you wanted to change one thing. And also,
I'm sure I'm never going to reference any of that stuff again, because once I start playing characters, anything I do in the beginning suddenly no longer makes sense.
It's true. And if you are more in tune with the way of healing magic, you're usually used at the gate cities, because you are the people that try to treat any disease that might potentially be coming through, and you try and help it normally. Now, you don't have to do that. It's just that is what is suggested. That's the normal path. If you're someone that likes to, not do normal things, you want to, say, screw what I'm supposed to do, you're allowed to do that. It's just that suggested path. And with that thought, we're going to go to Brixham.
Brixham's a little gnome. He wears red and has a blue little hat. He remembers his OG parents because they left him in the woods, where he found a statue of some lady, and ever since he's been able to hear her voice throughout his life. That's where Papa found me. Papa took me back to the house, and he also wanted me to play sports, but I've always been the smallest one, so I was mistaken for the ball a couple times, so I kind of just moved away from that, and followed after Mama in her seeking the light.
Another fun fact about your mother, she was indeed once in tune with the light. And she would be someone that would push you to do that, because she no longer can hear it, since the being that she used to follow seems to be gone. So she would definitely be very into you doing that, being more clerical, helping out as much as possible.
And I feel like that's what Brixham's going to strive to do for now.
Okay.
Because I barely have anything, because I'm a rogue.
You're a rogue.
Anam is a tiefling rogue, a red tiefling rogue, who also started to get into sports at some point. It's fairly fast. can do like track and field, soccer, things like that. I'm assuming there's equivalents in this world. I don't know. He has a hard time remembering about his past. And anytime he tries to, it causes very sharp pains in his mind. But he has a pretty strong feeling that in 2 levels, he may start remembering more.
Foreshadowing?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm trying to make my subclass make sense.
I know, you're fine. Yes, there are, by the way, other sports. A lot of sports did come over because there's like there's different schooling, there's different districts because of how large this city is, and there's pretty much sports teams for all the different like elementaries and high schools and whatnot. There is full-on education. That is only in the safe zones, though. There is no education really outside because people just don't have the ability or time to focus on that. So, like, I'm not saying that no one knows how to read in a neutral zone, but it's just not everyone is educated because they don't have
Dugan's
access
Hole.
to it. Not everyone's Dugan Hole. No.
Look, just because I look like I'm from Dugan's Hole, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Tell us about your character, Freezor.
So I'm Kreezor. I have a little bit weirder of an upbringing. I was actually dug up out in the fields from our lovely father as he was out there working as an egg and placed on the mantle where they thought I was a stone for a while before I hatched. Gave mother quite the scare. I think Kreezor might have been a swear, and that might be where my name came from. But yeah, I basically grew up in the house and grew up chasing birds away in the fields with Papa.
Did you play sports?
I did not play sports. I actually hid anytime somebody tried to make me play sports. I look quite a bit different than most people, so I've been hiding.
Which person do you look different than in our family? Was it the gnome?
Or the other gnome?
Santa's
The other
gnome.
gnome.
Well, one's a Santa's gnome and one is like a gnome.
I mean,
Tiefling.
I'll put it this way: there was the questionnaire of like, "Hey, what's your gender?" And I put a question mark. What's your hair? NA. Skin. No.
Maybe. It's a loose definition of skin.
Yeah, so I have a carapace. I'm a Thykreen scout essentially, and I've kind of picked up the ways of the ranger by chasing crows out in the field.
Did you eat those crows?
I don't like to talk about it.
So yes, environment.
but yes, I will eat just about anything.
Okay. There are crows. There's your fun fact in between each. No, a little bit of extra fact before we go into Gabagulio. Back on like the magic user part, because there's a whole process for being let into the safe zones. As far as and also on the questionnaire part, there is literally a questionnaire where you're asked a series of questions, and then you are also talked to under a zone of truth because they want to try and weed out any potential. They want to keep the zone as safe as possible. Based off the answers, you are either taken to quarantine if you're seen to have a disease, or you're pretty much just given a pass that's like, okay, you can go in. And then at that point, there are specific plots of land that are given out. Originally, it was kind of like a grab everything, grab whatever you can kind of plot situation, but they found that chaos was not a great thing because there were some pretty heavy disputes over land for a while, which seemed to be under wraps at the moment. And if you're a magic user, you pretty much get a fast track because they're so rare. You're like, okay, you look like you're fine. Here's some papers. Go to the capital city and help the ward.
So my character's name is Gabagulio. I'm a warlock gnome who definitely plays the sports game, the full contact sports game, whatever it is in this world. I'm guessing it's kind of like a rugby.
It's like a rugby football.
Yeah, something
American
like
football.
that. Some kind of full contact sport.
Full contact, full nudity.
Yep, exactly. Full contact,
For
full
sure.
frontal. It's that kind of game. And he's about 20 years old, which is about like middle teenagers for gnomes. Before he came here, I need to know how long did Spaguglio do evil shit?
Spaguglio?
Yeah.
What evil shit did he do?
You had him as like a puppet of the shadow, and we killed him like 3 times.
Yeah, it was probably like,
Did that go on?
I don't know, that campaign only lasted like a year. No, he was fine at the end. He killed him dead
Well,
last time.
I had 2 potential paths to go based on that answer.
Nah, you killed him
Okay.
dead last time he existed. Like, you really killed him dead.
My mother was
Then you went into the
murdered,
past
and
and
I
said, "I
don't
don't."
know by who. But I found this really cool book that used to belong to my grandfather, and I don't quite understand what I did, but I entered an agreement with something, and now the book is mine, and I got this cool spatula, and the thing said it would help me. That's all I know
checks
about
out.
it, really. I haven't really had a chance
Okay.
to. I've been honestly afraid to open the book. I don't know if I want to read my grandfather's book. I entered the
Was he
agreement,
racist?
but like, well, I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
He was
And on
famous.
the note
But
of sketchy
very
things,
famous.
The thing
Damn
said it was
smuggler.
going to help me find my mother's killer, and I can't open the book yet.
and on the thought of sketchy things, every gate city has a sister city on the other side of the gate, in the neutral zone. That is pretty much where people await to get through the gate into the safe zone and kind of go through everything. It is also like it's a huge tourist trap, because anyone that's from the safe zone that like goes out to the neutral zone and back and forth, usually if you grew up in a safe zone, you're a wee bit sheltered. So there's a lot of places in the sister city that definitely try and take advantage of that. And that's kind of their sitting for that. Your sister city is called Novigrad.
The only other thing I'm going to add before we move forward is the thing that my special character thing for the family. If you'll let it be this, I have another one if I can't use this, is that I know that my father knows who killed my birth mother, but he won't tell me for my own good.
Your current father?
Yeah,
Okay.
he has found out, and he won't tell me because he knows that I probably shouldn't know that yet,
You probably shouldn't.
because I'm a little unhinged, and I recently became a warlock, and that probably
Unhinged.
not like a good time to learn this. I mean, I accepted a deal with a patron. I'm not in the best of mind.
What are you talking about? Warlocks are also used occasionally to strengthen the ward. People question it, but
No, I
You're
know,
useful.
but like, I signed something away for this, so like, the kid is clearly desperate in some way to get to the bottom of this. So like, knowing who it is in a desperate state, who knows what I'd do with my newfound powers?
who knows?
Where is Novigrad in relation to Exodar?
So you are on the in the
Yep,
Exodar.
sorry. When you were
on the
doing
right
it, I
hand
was
side.
exclusively paying attention to the left half.
Okay.
Yep. Let's try that again. Does that?
Okay. There you go. That looks better. Exodar is the yep. You guys are on the right-hand side.
Man,
Oh my god. Okay.
you should make a bigger version of this map so that we can label these things.
I cannot make it easily bigger.
Oh, I feel like I can upscale that to like a 4K resolution.
Go for it.
I will.
You are always more than welcome.
The one that's online is not bad. I screenshotted that and I've just been drawing on it. In essentially paint.
Neutral zones. A lot of people agree. There's safe zones. Red is the danger zone. Is there a difference between the red danger zone and the bright red?
It's just danger zones that are currently being pushed back right now. Those are the last remaining.
As in the danger is being pushed out, or the danger is pushed in?
Those are the last remaining zones in the center that haven't been fully pushed back yet.
Gotcha. So are we now we're just hanging out behind the house?
Well, yeah, this is your house. This is the speaker house. This is where you guys grew up.
Yeah, we grew up fancy.
The speakers were given a pretty decent house. Your mother's not a huge fan of that. She wanted a smaller house, but the people in the main city of the Exodar, the capital city, wanted the speakers to have a fancier house. Mostly to have space to maybe like talk to people about things and whatnot, to have more guests over and talk about different problems, but also to show status because they cared about that more. Your mother did not care at all. She just wanted enough room to make sure everyone was okay. But yeah, you have this really nice house. It's a little tiny wooded area up on a hill. And you can go explore it. Like walk around. This is the house that you grew up in. You have your entranceway with your gates.
Oh,
There's that noise.
I put it in. I did it. That was me. You have a little area to the right where sometimes you can sit, and the little room off. Oh, sorry, I guess it's north. Where you can go in,
Did you guys know that
sit
if you
down.
click on the screen share tab, you can't move your character?
Yep. Also, the fidelity is lower.
Two entrances
Not
into
anymore.
the.
No,
Are
come back.
we
You have a little
playing
courtyard.
where north is up, or does north rotate based on the map?
North will be up. I'm just gonna always keep it up.
Okay.
Technically,
perfect.
when the
If it's up for more than 4 hours, though, we're calling your doctor.
that's what they say. But yeah, you have a nice little courtyard, so you have entrances to your west and to your north. And the first floor is pretty much where various people would come in and discuss any problems. You'd have different meetings. Up to the north, you would have a couple meeting parlors. Over all the way to the northeast, your father actually learned to play piano. So there was a piano in a sitting room. Occasionally you would hear him playing, or you would all sit down and listen because he was a fantastic player. You had, and he doesn't play quite as much
now
at the moment just because he's been focusing on, your father recently has been focusing more on increasing farming productivity as much as possible. As the more people come in, he's trying to till more land and increase those. Hala is surrounded by farmland.
I share and read my book.
Yep, that's probably where you spent a lot of time. But yeah, there's the various ways north and south where people would have meeting rooms. All the way in the back is the dining table where you guys would sit. There technically is one more chair there, but I forgot to put it in. There's not only 6 spots at the table for 7 people. There's your kitchen and whatnot.
Second class citizen.
And then we'll just
The
go to the
Ragtag
second
game.
floor just to give you guys the full preview of your house.
Wow.
And then you got your second floor of your house as you go upstairs. You had 5 kids' bedrooms, or 5 bedrooms in total. 5 in a master bedroom, because there's 6.
What the
So-
fuck? I was sitting in a chair.
The way it works is the northeast part has 3 bedrooms with the bath, And then there's a solo bedroom up to the northwest, and then a bedroom next to your parents in the southwest. And you guys can pick whichever one you guys would have had growing up. So there's there's 3 stack near the bath, and then there's the completely isolated one in the northwest, and then the one near your parents in the southwest.
I feel like I would.
I'm just curious.
A little isolated. There's even a quiver on the desk. Or a scroll case.
I might take this one, Keegan, just if I'm the older of us, unless you are the oldest.
Fine.
Oh, sorry.
If you take that one,
Get
then
back
we
here
don't have
at
to
the
listen to you
ball.
masturbating stuff.
To the southeast is the
Again.
master bedroom.
Not by the beard, though.
I like how you're holding your staff up as you back away.
Stay away from me, man. Mama! Mama! He's doing it again!
He's taking the spatula out again.
Not touching anyone!
With a spatula. Okay. So that's the large house that you grew up in. Now, you're all pretty, I mean, you're older teenagers, so I guess you all would still be living in the house. Unless anyone wanted to move out early, there's enough spaces that you could have rented something around.
No,
I'm 5 years old.
I presume that it's. I mean, in older times, you didn't move out really until you got married, right? Like.
Sure. There's always rooms. Your parents are definitely
I'm not going to leave
all
until
open.
I trick Dad into telling me what I want him to know. I'm going to stay here
And
until
he's
then.
never leaving. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I don't know if I can go on this adventure, guys.
Wow, this sitting room is nicer than my bedroom.
That's the king's. That's the
I picked the
master
most-
bedroom / last bedroom.
The only reason Freezor's still here is father hasn't found anybody to trade him for 50 head of cattle.
Hey, that's rude.
Hey, Brixton,
You're
you ever
adopted. I can say whatever I want.
You're adopted too!
You can't prove that.
Go to your room and cry about being adopted.
I'm already in my room.
That's what
I'm
you
already
do most nights.
crying.
I'm already crying!
Brixton, you ever feel like we got the smaller rooms because we're smaller?
Yes. But they are pretty large for being so small.
We got a good deal.
So, over the years growing up, you had a pretty good upbringing. Your parents definitely being, your mother being the speaker and your father being one of the biggest sources for food. You guys produce enough food that you actually used to give excess to either the capital or any of the other gate cities, since you are the main farming area. You also do import some farming goods from one of the safe zones that is essentially just 90% farmland. That is just for that. But you guys yourself are able to make the food that this town needs. And over the years, more and more people have started to come in. More and more people are let through because you're able to keep up with it. Now, due to this and due to the rising increase of people, there is, I think before I say that, there is like there's a tax rate on everyone as they kind of come in. And as they settle down. And over the recent years, due to the rising rising amount of people, the council, which sits in the major city, which is a council of 5, has decided to increase the taxes to try and offset the costs of having to build more houses and essentially work more land. Your mother, as she came home many nights very frustrated, is not a fan of that because she does not like the idea of potentially destabilizing people that have just come in. So she's trying her hardest not to raise the taxes of this town. And due to that, last year, your father had to go over to Novigrad to go do a couple bounties. He doesn't usually like doing violent things since of the trauma of his past, but he was able to put it aside to go do at least one high value bounty. This year, you're old enough. Oh. Welcome back.
Oh, dude.
Who left?
Nope, that was me.
I'm
hit the
in
wrong
room.
button.
I have no idea.
This year, you're all old enough that you're going to be able to, because the same thing is going to happen due to the increasingly rising tax rate. But, or actually due to your mother trying to prevent the way the whole
Inflation's
government
crazy.
system, it is crazy. The way the whole governing system works is you have your 5 council members in the city capital, and then each speaker of the gate towns also get a seat. So it's 9 total council members in order to prevent deadlocks from happening. Everything is just, the speakers are voted on every few years, as well as the council members, and everything is just popular. There's no crazy things or anything like that. It's just, you get that many votes, you're speaker, good. Your mother's kept speakership. There are no limits. Your mother's kept speakership for a while. She's loved by the town. She tries to protect them as much as she can. We haven't gotten that advanced yet.
Nice. I'm gonna try to make money by offering identify services for too much dollars because there's no competition.
On this day, you are all in your house, and your father comes up the stairs and okay, kids, you guys ready for your first bounty? Earn a little bit of money. Follow the old man.
Boy.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to keep you safe.
Do I have to kill someone?
Hopefully not. Not all bounties end in death. 9 times out of 10, you can get away from having to commit murder.
I will try to cast a non-lethal firebolt. Just for you, Pop. Oh, sorry, I'm not saying it in voice. Just for you,
Question.
Pop. I can't get in the character yet.
When, if we were to engage our father in conversation about the atrocities he would have committed, what does he do historically?
Historically, he's come to terms with everything, so he will talk about it. You'll see maybe him start to, if he's sitting down, you'll see his legs start to go up and down a little bit, like he's nervous. You'll see his hand shake a little bit, but he won't collapse or anything. He still can talk through it.
Okay.
Or he now can talk through it. He's lived the life of non-combat for long enough that he's been in a healthy state of mind that he's able to at least talk about it.
What?
How will we know if we have?
How will you know? Well, I mean, if he comes at you, then you gotta take him out. You can try and tie him up rather than kill him if he comes at you, but sometimes it's you or them. You do what you have to do.
Can I just shoot him with my bow from far away?
I usually don't have any problems killing people in these games, but I am going to probably struggle with the first one in front of our fictional father.
You could shoot him with your bow, but just make sure that, they're not. Just make sure that they're being aggressive towards you first. Don't just shoot first. Ask
I don't know
questions.
if I'm ready. I don't know if I can open this book.
Well, we'll find out. It's like I said, there's a good chance we won't have to. It is time for you to see a little bit more of the world. I know you have actually been with both your mother and your father to Novigrad just to go and get some specific supplies, but you've never gone on any bounties or anything.
No, I'm not asking father. We know the distance and what time it is.
Mhm.
How long does it usually take to get there, and what time of day is it now?
So you're close enough, and because you're in the city that's right next to Novigrad, it probably takes an hour, and it's just morning.
Okay.
You
When
know
we
what our
leave,
first
right
bounty's
when we
gonna
leave
be?
the town, I will cast Mage Armor on myself. Just let me know. Well, I don't even need to do anything because it's free, but that'll be my 8 hours of.
Sure. Brixton, what did you say?
I was asking Papa if he knew what our first bounty was going to be.
Well, I mean, you go up to the board, and we're gonna, because I am there and walking you through it. There's bounty boards here, a lot of inns.
One?
Yep, we're gonna go for. So the way bounty boards will work, because you'll also be able to access these as time goes on in this game if you need to earn some extra money or do anything like that. There are different values as far as like there's a high value bounty, middle value bounty, low value bounty, depending on what people are asking for. And you say, well, depending on what it is, I mean, since I'll also be there to protect you, if we can get a decent high value bounty.
Yeah, let's take a high value one, Dad.
Don't. You're
I want
very
you to be
excited
proud
for
of
this,
me.
which
Is there
worries
like,
me. Like, it's what?
Is there like
Rep? There's no like number.
But like, do we get like access to crazier stuff by doing higher value stuff, or is it actually just random?
I mean, high value. It's money mostly. Usually, things have to
Okay.
do with
So it's just random.
The amount of
bounties
money
and
you
some
would
are
make.
worth more and some are
I
worth
mean,
less.
because it's not a video game. It's not like you have a number associated with it, but people will like you more
Okay.
if you do something that's. If you take out something that's a high value, like let's say something that's been terrorizing the town, and no one else can deal with it, and you take it out, people are gonna be like, "Thank you."
So
You're
there's more
amazing.
I
than just
think-
money value.
I think we
in
should
doing
make Papa
this.
proud and take on something tough, something that's been a problem.
Yeah, we're going to make
Also, if we take out a higher value target, we may not have to do this again for a bit.
That's the way of thinking about it. Yes.
I think we
But-
can do it.
I do want to make sure this is very clear. We're only doing this because we're only going to do anything potentially dangerous because I am here with you. Please do not go out to Novigrad on another day and go take on something that you can't. I need to make this very clear.
Don't worry, all of us can read between the lines. We understand you, Pop.
He looks specifically at Krizor and just like, I just need to make sure you understand.
Yeah?
Okay, good. Just need to double check.
Curiosity killed the cat.
That's
That
what
would happen
happened
to our
Leslie?
You make your way towards
All right,
Novigrad.
Papa,
You
lead the way.
pass through you go towards where the gate is. As you walk through, they just quickly ask for a card because that's a way that you can show that you're part of the citizens of the state, the safe zone.
I
And you
take
all-
out my card with Mage Hand.
Sure, they all look because you are the children of the speaker of the town. They know you, but they're still impressed because they don't see magic that often. Just the simple mage hand, they're like, ooh.
Dude, stop wasting the magic. It's in short supply.
This isn't one that burns out. You'd know that if you paid attention in class.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. You had to be a jock.
What's that supposed to mean? I have a book. This is my book. Nobody else can even have this book. That means I have a
I
book
made
you
Ken
can
his
never
book.
read.
But what if it's empty?
It's locked.
Right. What if it's just blank?
You know, our brother here could probably get that unlocked for you.
He won't.
Won't
But I
he?
could. Do you want to
He's
open it
capable of it.
to see if it's blank? Because that'd be pretty silly if you're keeping a book of you this entire time. It's completely blank.
Wait, are you bragging that you read a book that you can't open?
Is it a coloring book?
I mean, only I can open it.
But you said it was locked.
It is locked.
Do you know how to unlock the lock?
I don't want to unlock the lock.
But do you know how to?
Yeah. Of course I know.
Is he telling the
how.
truth?
You need an insight check?
No, I can't.
I mean,
This is good.
so
Hold on,
You
hold
can't
on.
tell
I will
either
make an
way. We're
insight
not going to
check.
let you know whether it's
Well,
the
I mean-
truth or not.
I mean, I'll tell
Well-
you how I say it, and you can decide with
Okay.
your 5.
Sure.
I rolled it twice, but I rolled it well twice. I didn't mean to roll it twice. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to ask me if I got advantage on it or not, but it just knew and rolled it, so that doesn't sound convincing.
I've just never done it before.
So you don't know, is what you mean when you say
I
yes.
know how. I've
Now,
just never
maybe,
done it.
maybe we're too hard on our little brother.
Hey,
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 Sounds like he's got the key for the lock, but just knows that he shouldn't use it.
it doesn't matter how big I am, I can still kick your ass.
It's like sneaking into mom and dad's bedroom. Like, you don't want to do that unless you're explicitly invited.
Don't make me throw the ball at you again.
They get a little mad at you otherwise.
We talked about this. We talked about this, man.
At this point, your father
You said
said,
those
like,
days were
hey,
over.
hey,
hey,
you know that Brixham
I
does
only
not
snuck into
like
your room
being
that
called
other
the ball,
Dad,
Gabagulio.
Ripple's levitating
No.
over the balcony again.
No, he's not. There is no balcony here.
Well, then he's falling. Because that's the
No.
bottom of the stairs.
this isn't the map we're on.
Why do you keep
know
talking
that,
like
or
that?
at least you
Ripple?
would if you paid attention in cartography class like I did.
You know nothing outside of class, and it will
I am
not
4
serve
months
you in the
older
real
than you.
world.
I am your senior, sir.
You've never been out in the world.
Ripple.
You've barely left your
Yes,
room.
Pop.
Not everyone learns in class. Some people
Clearly.
learn other
If
places.
you can read it in a book, I can read
and
it
that's
later.
totally fine.
That's why Dad kept me out of school and always brought me to the farm.
No, it's because the kids threw rocks at you, and that was ironic.
I mean, maybe that.
Wait, how is that ironic?
Because he's made of rocks.
He's not a rock. No,
He
he's
looks
a carapace, but he's not a rock.
I'm a Carpus.
He also didn't pay attention to biology, Pop. You just said people learn differently.
I have an athletic scholarship. I need not be smart.
To where?
Clearly.
I look
Guys, I
over
don't
at
think
Dad
Gabagulio's
because
a
I
good
feel like
person.
this is a lie that I've been told for a while. I'm like, well, I don't know.
No, you do.
But I must.
You do have an actual athletic scholarship to one of the athletes
I'm gonna play in the
universities
Blood
in
Bowl.
the major city, in the capital. No.
Yes, athletes. Yes, the prestigious Athletes University.
Yes.
You know, they call it
With
athletes.
their
Bowl,
motto,
right?
we have the sports.
Get in the game.
We put the S in athletics.
So you make your way into Novigrad. And it is rather different. The structure of the safe zone that you were just in, the structure of the town you were in, as you get through the gate and through to the other side, completely falls away. There are lots of people on the streets walking around. There's a line of people outside of the gate. And behind that line of people, there are just various shops set up, various stalls, all trying to hawk their wares. As you go through, you have various people being like selling interesting items. There is someone trying to sell the cure to a X plague, which is actually a plague that is apparently there. It literally says, buy the cure to X plague here. Cure all there, or trinkets of the outside world. There's a stall that has monster parts for alchemy, toting that they've been to the Scar of Darkness and back. And as that gives away, whoop.
No, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
Keep
no,
going.
but no. You,
I was
you
gonna
guys
say,
can
I was gonna
react to this
if
if
you
you do
Father,
anything.
go choose a good bounty. I'm gonna sit here and identify, see if we can't bring in some coin while you guys do the administration stuff.
I don't know if I feel okay with you. You know, you see him like torn because you're old enough to go with him on this bounty, but he's also never taken you to Novigrad without letting you out of his sight. So you see him kind of torn as to whether it's time. And he eventually comes to the conclusion is like, okay, you'll have to grow up. You're grown up enough. You have to
The more money we make on this trip, the less bounties we have. The later we have to do another one of these bounties.
You're right. Okay. You just be safe.
I can do that.
Does anyone want to stay with him? And he looks around.
No.
Stay with Ripple?
Yes, just to make sure.
Oh, sure.
Actually, yes, he has my book.
Did I actually take your book? I thought I.
No, you can have it. We're gonna. I have a thing for this, I think.
Okay.
I have a story reason why this could be good.
Okay, so
that's why I'm following you. I'm
go.
like, motherfucker has my book. I don't know if I need that or not.
Go with Father. They make their way to the Kingfisher Tavern, which is a larger tavern in Novigrad. And outside is a bounty board filled with different bounties of various things. Anything from your traditional, there's a goblin camp terrorizing the outskirts of Novigrad, to there's a dragon, please help.
What about what's the middle one there?
In between.
Anything.
In between. Well, there are different varying ways of high value bounties. The dragon is like extreme.
Well, guys, let's go get that dragon.
Your father does not pick the dragon.
I like tug Papa's sleeve and I'm like, do you think we could take a dragon?
No.
We wouldn't have to do any bounties for a while.
No.
Oh, while.
We're not taking a dragon.
What if it was like a little dragon and you helped us?
Yeah.
No.
We could take a small dragon.
No. And he reaches for a different bounty. And the bounty says, please help. Werewolf terrorizing the streets of Novigrad. We'll pay 500 gold for their head.
I guess we're. I mean, I'm not there, but I guess we are taking a killing one.
I like this one. It says we just have to kill him. That's easy.
Well.
Talking is hard.
It does say that when people are terrorized, they do tend to resort to killing, but I don't think we have all the information off of this, but I do think this is good to look into. Don't immediately believe exactly what you read. So, we should head back to.
Why would somebody bother to write it down if it wasn't the truth?
Because they're afraid. And sometimes people do stupid things when they're afraid. I mean, that took probably 10 minutes. You're able to identify one thing. Someone comes up with a sword and a scabbard. After seeing... What is Ripple doing to attract people? Do you have a sign? Are you saying things? Are you...
I would love to say I have a
magic?
sign, but I would love to say I have a sign, but I don't have that in my inventory, nor... Actually, no. I have a calligrapher's supply kit. So yeah, I've made a Ripple the Magnificent magical identification services sign.
Okay. So it takes a couple minutes, but someone does eventually see it, and they come up with a sword. It is a dwarf. A dwarf comes up with a sword in a scabbard. It looks pretty haggard and tired, and he has very long gray hairs, a beard that goes down to around his knees. He's about the same height as Gabagulio, maybe just a hair shorter, which Gabagulio does notice and makes him feel a little bit taller.
A little bit on my toes.
Exactly.
To accentuate the difference.
His clothes are essentially commoner's clothes, but you can see near the ends of the sleeves, his commoner's clothes don't look too worse for wear, but as you kind of focus on the sleeves and the edges, it definitely looks like they've been worn for a good amount of time. They've probably had them for a while. And he comes up to you holding a sword in the scabbard and saying, can you please identify this for me? It has been giving me so much trouble.
Absolutely, my good man. You've come to Ripple the Magnificent. I can identify anything.
Nobody
but
calls
first, the matter of payment. Do you have... do you have the coin? And what does an average rate for identify go for in this world? I'm assuming I have at least an idea, because I, the player, have no idea.
Average rates for identify can be
If you're
anywhere.
paying 100 gold.
Well, no, because the pearl isn't consumed.
Hmm.
Usually
But it
wizards
is a
will buy it,
cost.
But
Yeah.
like,
and
10
then
gold
they'll
is a
make
ton of money.
they'll make it back in like 10 identifies. Your average identify is like 10 gold.
Which is a ton of money.
Yep. I'm gonna start at, if he's gonna haggle, I'm gonna start at 12, and then
Mhm.
I will accept 10, but I would like to settle for 11.
Sure. So you say 12, and he kind of turns out his pockets, and he kind of looks through, and he like goes deep into his pockets with his hand and pulls out everything he has, and he starts counting it up, and it says, I got 9. I got 9 gold, 2 silver.
Was there anything interesting that came out of his pockets that was not gold that would cover the
You
distance?
can do a perception check.
I can. Let me.
Can I talk to the guy and try to distract him?
I'm not trying to steal from him. I'm just
I
going
am.
to. I got a
Sure you can.
26. It's high crit.
I'm hoping you're
So you
trying to
see-
steal from him. I'm definitely going to try
With-
to distract him.
With your perception. So first, I guess you can distract him. But with your perception, you see that and you can tell this was genuine. He didn't count a gold because it slipped out. Like as he was trying to count through his hand, it slipped back in. Because you're trying to count coins sometimes, and you just have a hard time counting it.
So, tell you what. I'm an honest man. You miscounted. There's actually 10 gold, 2 silver there. Keep the 2 silver. Just give me the 10 gold. That's the standard rate. I'll identify
Okay.
it.
He looks in his pocket and sees that they're gold. And it's like, oh.
I'm not
and
taking
what's-
everything.
what's-
I'm not taking everything you have. So,
just
Can't
gonna take
scam
10.
Ripple. He's got eyes like a beagle or something.
Ripple.
I
Why
mean,
wouldn't you say eagle?
I don't know. Why do they see differently? I'm not an animal.
Or
I'll ask one next time we see one.
I mean, I assure you, I wasn't trying to scam him. I literally just.
he just missed it.
missed the gold.
It's fine. We're all
we'll
friends
forgive
here.
you for 2 silver.
I don't need the 2 silver. It's fine.
It's all I have to my person.
You know what? Tell everyone how great we are, and we let you keep your 2 silver.
We've already given him the 2 silver.
Exactly. Tell everyone how
I
great we
understand.
are.
But
Are you going
he's-
to try and
he-
rob me for my
No,
2
we're
silver?
not.
Is
No,
that
we're
what
we're
you're
not.
giving you
saying?
the
My
2
brain.
silver. I'm just saying, tell everyone how great we are for letting
How are
you
you giving me my own money?
He likes to
Not-
threaten people. It makes him feel better about himself.
he's not a people person. I'm sorry.
Have we come
We're in the
back
big
across
city.
this,
We're in the big city. We're all on edge.
Not yet.
Chicago
This
went
takes-
to have it.
I
You
mostly
would come
tackle
back across
people.
it 10 minutes, like at the end of the identify. The identify hasn't even started yet.
All right,
You gonna identify
So-
this thing or what?
brother. Can you rein our other brother in while I have to concentrate for 10 straight minutes here?
I like to hear him just go off.
7,
I know,
8,
but we have a business to
11,
run.
25, 50,
He
90.
gives you the item in the 10 gold, and you
Isosceles
start-
triangle.
and he looks very confused.
It's helping, I
he
promise.
just kind of sits. He sits down. The dwarf sits down at this point, just kind of stares and starts thinking. You see him pull out his. He starts counting things on his hand. 1, 2. That's actually only 5 copper. I think I could get away with food for the rest of the week with this. 2 silver, probably. I just need to pay. And you just hear him muttering to himself about how he's gonna.
You realize if it's worth identifying, you can sell it for more than 10 gold, right?
Want to keep it.
Well, then don't. This is probably worth like 500 gold.
Identify. I mean, you must be from. You must be from Hala. You will not find someone that has 500 gold to pay for anything here.
Do we know that? Does Novagorod not have a lot of money?
They don't have a ton of money. No,
I mean, it's basically a shanty town built on the walls.
It's a
of-
Yeah,
big.
but like
it's a
you're
big
right beside a
shanty town,
really
but
big
yeah,
city where people would pay that. So just go there.
I don't have the ability to get in. I haven't been accepted.
Tell you what.
Maybe you can
Tell
get
you
a
what.
group of people to go
Tell you
in on
what.
it, and they can all pool their money to spend the 500.
Tell you what. If
Sounds
this
a lot
gold,
like communists.
if this is worth a substantial amount of money, I'll sell it for you.
I don't think my
For
trance
2
goes for a second.
silver.
It's like, I don't think that's a good idea.
For 2 silver.
Your brother doesn't think that's a good idea. And I currently trust your brother more than I trust you.
That's probably a
Though
good
you
idea.
are,
I'm not the kind of guy you want to trust.
I don't think.
I don't know why you trust anyone.
Gabagool
I don't know why he's here. And I point to Amish.
He points at a knob and is like, "You're correct. You shouldn't trust anyone. That's usually a very scary thing to do out here."
He
I know
doesn't
that you're
even
all
know
from-
identify. I point to Ripple and I just run off.
Where do you run off to?
I don't know where everybody else went.
You run off in the
was-
direction of your father.
I wasn't instructed to keep an eye on him, so I'll stay here.
Sure, sure.
Boy, we're about to get a new mission. Find our brother in Novigoran.
I went to go find them.
Sure.
I don't know if I find them.
You-
or
I
not.
really
A
enjoy that you
perception
always play
check,
a character who can't
Gabagulio.
tackle.
Do a perception check, Gabagulio, to see if you find
Your family.
your family.
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 Ugh. You identify that this is a sword of. This is a sword. No
It's a sword.
fancy. There's no fancy word for this. No, it's a sword that makes you. It turns your luck so sour that you can never gain substantial amounts of money. You can't actually gain money. You always are at either 0 or negative. It's a sort of bankruptcy.
Well, we could spin this to good news, but it's mostly bad news. But I bet you that there's still value in the sword. I just wouldn't keep it if I was you. Do you still want to know?
Do you think I could sell it? Should I sell it? I don't know. The bad news makes you think that I maybe shouldn't sell it. I don't want to, we have it bad enough out here. I don't want to make someone else's time bad.
Well, it's
I don't want
cursed.
to.
So
I have a feeling about that. Thank you. But what was it? I need to know what it is.
it makes the owner never able to acquire material wealth. You lose it, it goes away, it evaporates, it falls in a river, and for some reason you can't find it again. You'll never get rich holding this sword. It's cursed. However, I would say the good news is, if only you know that, you could probably sell it to somebody who's trying to put misfortune on another. There's value in that. The sword itself, to you, is worthless. It's less than worthless, in fact, because you'll always be poor while holding it, and I'm going to hand it back to you because I don't want it. That I put it in his hand as I am explaining that, so I'm not holding it.
He does take it, and he says, really wish I hadn't attuned to this that long ago. I thought it was I was told by the weaponsmith that it grants it unknowable wealth.
Well, is it
He
possible?
wasn't wrong. Was
Yeah.
he?
Boss situation.
Well, unfortunately for him and you, now it is knowable. It's none. None is a knowable amount. Now that I've told you. However, I
mean, negative is no
surmised either he knew what it was and didn't want it, or maybe somebody doesn't like you, and they figured out a way to sell it to you. If you have somebody you don't like, it's worth it to give it to them. Or if you find a terrible character, atrocious sort, such as my younger brother who's run off, they'll probably find it worthwhile to give it to an enemy. So you could try selling it that way, but I would unattune to it as fast as you can. And if you ever need my services in the future, I am more than happy to do these ahead of time if you can get the dealer to agree to it.
I think you should bring it back to the person who sold it to you and beat him with it.
You could also do that.
I'm not.
I am but a humble
Just
wizard.
throw
I
it at
probably
him.
will not assist you in the beating, but I wish you the best. Please unattune to this. I want
that's
you to
not
be
how
able to
cursed
feed
objects
yourself.
work.
Jesus Christ.
I can't unattune to it. That's not how cursed objects work.
Ha! That is unfortunately not a service I offer.
Do you know how to cast remove curse?
I am not
I
a
can
cleric.
give you a loan.
I would take that, or just help you if it didn't cost me anything, but it is not a service I offer.
Do you know
I
of
do
anyone that
wish you the
might?
best, and if should you get rid of this thing that is upon you, come back to me for more items, and I will investigate what they are before the curse is stuck to you.
Oh, well, you could get rid of the curse, but I don't think you'd like it very much.
I don't think that's how curses work. I'm gonna say that your heart was in the right place when you said that,
That's for
because
the
I don't know any better.
Thank you for assuming.
out of character question. Is there a distance that attunements work for? Like, let's say he just slammed it to the ground as hard as he could, cannot be pulled out, or else you'll be crowned
First
the king of England.
objects
And then he
need to
runs
have remove curse. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is no distance. If he is
Okay.
attuned, he needs to have the curse removed.
Oh boy, you really struck this campaign out on a gloomy note.
He goes off very solemnly, and he's like looking around. You actually see him go from stall to stall to see if he can like find anyone that knows how to remove curse. He does not find anyone.
No,
I think
that's
that
a
went
high
pretty well.
score. We made $10.
As you say that, your father comes back with Brixham and Creezor. I'm remembering names slowly.
You can just call me Cree.
And Gabagulio.
And Cree. And he looks and he sees the and he goes and he says, "How did you? Where's Gabagulio?"
He ran away.
He tried to run a hustling scheme on the customers, got tired, and went to find you. I was ritual casting, and our other brother here said that he needed to defend me, so we stayed and made 10 gold.
I just didn't want to follow him. He
It
annoys
was
me.
very depressing. Not the brother thing. The poor soul's sword was cursed, and he attuned to it before he came to us. But
That's
that's the way of the
indeed
world, I
depressing.
suppose.
Do you know which direction he walked off in?
Oh yeah, that dwarf with his cursed sword is right over there. I think he's really having a hard time finding a cleric.
Ripple, you know who I'm talking
He
about.
looks really sweaty.
The other brother. He couldn't have gone far. He went in the direction you came from, and I point off and.
Well, think for a second.
Well,
If
so when I point off in the
He
direction,
and I, yep.
when I point off in the direction, I'm going to point in the direction that he went, not in the direction
Which
I
was towards the direction they went in, yes.
know. But that was 8 minutes ago.
So,
If we missed him, now we're 16 minutes behind.
At least he
yes,
has his
I was
book.
gonna say.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's not able to open the book, it seems, right now. So,
But he's made that very clear.
Well, this book?
I don't think it would have been to help.
I can
Just-
open it. You want me to
Here's,
open it?
I hand you the book.
I'm going to start trying to open it.
Do
My
a
assumption-
dexterity saving throw.
The lock
Okay.
As
is
you-
the spatula, so good luck.
Who's doing the dex? Oh,
And okay, it was low.
That's what I was hoping.
You
as
are
my
able
level
to
one
you are able
character.
to drop it in time, but as you're trying to open it, right when you're about to try and unlock it, a sword, like shadow-like sword, out to the side and tries to stab your hand to get it away, and you drop it out of instinct to not get stabbed by this book.
Maybe we should have given this to the dwarf.
Why are you trying to curse the dwarf again?
I'm not. Maybe he could combine the two and they'd cancel each other out.
I don't think
That's
that's
not
how
how
curses work.
Curses
This is where
work.
we find
Clearly, I
out
don't
about-
understand how curses work.
I turn
So
to
curses-
I turn to Papa and I just go, we never deal with curses with Mother.
No. You normally deal with politics with
Oh
mother.
yeah, I hate those two.
Gross.
This is way
More
better.
boring.
This is way better.
Politics is like a curse.
I kind of wish
Damn,
that she
that's
had
deep.
taken you to the city this time. because now we need to go try and find your. We need to. It's not we probably should. We need to go find him. We're gonna go walk in the direction and hope that we can.
Oh boy. I
Can we hope he gets kidnapped?
I have an
bet you
idea.
he's-
I can help.
I bet you he's with the most dangerous-looking suckers there are. I would keep our eyes out for 10-foot-tall barbarians and rich nobles with mean guards.
Can I,
So what do you saw on the
Gabagoolio.
Can I try and track him?
Gabagoolio!
What were you gonna do, Krieg?
I was gonna try tracking him.
Sure, you can do a survival check. The voice is not heard. I know that.
Is
that
he
was
within
loud.
120 feet? If I cast magic missile, we could just follow where they go.
You have to be able to
target.
see him.
Ah, damn.
You do not track very well
It's really
in
loud
this
here.
case. It is. You're not used to tracking in a shanty town, a massive shanty town.
It's okay. My
Okay,
navigator's
well-
tools don't work either.
I'll try to track him.
Sure.
With guidance.
No, I won't.
The D4 is actually not going to count. This.
No, it's not gonna.
It's not gonna. It would count, but it's not gonna make the difference. Okay. We'll see you guys in a moment. Okay. So you
Me.
you make your way toward where you think your father is, and after about 10 minutes, you realize that you have not found your father. What does Gabagoolio do? No one has tried to do anything. No one has tried to stop you or do anything like that yet. You've just kind of been a gnome walking
What's
along the
around
streets
me?
in a direction.
Where am I?
You are in. Novigrad looks very similar from most angles. It's a lot of shacks. You can make out a couple, like at least one tavern and what would be considered one actual legitimate shop.
Are any of them near the bounty board? Or have I
You
found
can go
that?
towards either, and you would actually. So if you went, which one would you go towards first?
First, I would go to like the bounty board area and then see what's around the bounty board area.
Okay, so
and,
you
like,
don't.
look for
You're not
people.
sure exactly where it is. Your options are shop or
Oh.
tavern.
I would go to the. What kind of shop?
It's like a general store.
I would go to the tavern.
Okay.
That's
So
where
you
all
do go
adventures
to the
start.
tavern. The tavern is the Kingfisher Tavern, and there's a bounty board outside it. You
Okay.
see what you heard before, as far as like the dragon, except there is no werewolf on there, but you don't know that that's taken because you weren't there.
Well, they're not here. That must means they've already left. Did they say where they were going? Or anywhere? Like,
Well,
did
as
we
far as
know
you
if
know, they were going
coming
to start
us?
heading back. They were going to start heading back once they got the thing.
Okay, I would start heading back.
So do a perception check.
Because I wouldn't go into the tavern without them.
Okay. Okay. So with that perception check, you're able to find your way back pretty much. And as you're walking back, you hear a voice in your head just say, well, at least you got it right the second time.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, you just got it right the second time. You need to rely on me more.
I don't want to.
You need to. See what happened the second time is you relied on me.
No. No.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
You're
If
not
you
even-
rely on me more, I can give you more power.
If I don't think about you, you don't exist.
That's not how this works. But you'll find out soon. Try and open the book when you get back.
I'm not going to open the book.
You'll open it.
No.
And you say no, and you don't get any more response afterwards. It just goes silent. And you get back to the group.
Bully.
Unless there's anything else you want to say.
No.
He is able to make. You do see in the crowd as your group is slowly making your way back to the tavern because that's the way it went, and you guys do cross paths. And you do find Gabagulio walking the streets.
The power of Grayskull, our long lost brother. What has it been?
Oh, Gabby, and I run up and give him a
been
hug.
24 minutes?
We almost lost
I
you.
don't know about that.
That's sure. I mean, I don't wear a watch. Sure.
What's a watch?
Where
It's
have you
a thing
been?
you put on your wrist. It tracks the time. Made of
What's
gears.
Are you okay? Did you get bustled at all in the hustle?
No, I just went to the board, and you guys weren't at the board, so then I
Mage
Started
hand
walking
the
back.
book off the ground. It turns out you were right. Our brother can't open this.
No, it's a dangerous book.
yeah. It is.
Is Gabagool telling the truth, or did he get borderline kidnapped and just doesn't want to
You
tell
can
us?
insight check him.
Did we lose money or gain money on this transaction?
What
I
transaction?
mean, currently you're 10 gold above. You
I am,
Can't
but we might have
tell-
paid 20 gold for our brother back.
you can't tell either way. And whenever I say that, that means you just make, as the player, you glean no extra knowledge. You can make an assumption either way, but
What do I know?
that's investigation. But-
sorry, it's the same.
Is
roll
insight
for-
also advantage too? Okay.
Yes, I get investigation and insight advantages. Sorry, there we go.
I mean, you would know that he didn't get in any trouble on the way there. That is what happened.
Oh.
You walked there and back.
Good
Yeah.
news, Father. I kept all the siblings together.
What? You can't
You
anything me.
Not you. You got lost.
No. I walked
Yes.
to the message board.
Where
I'm
no
20
one
years old. I
from
can
our
walk to the
family
damn
was.
message board if I want to walk to the damn message board.
I bet you can't walk to the message board.
I did.
He did walk to the message board.
No, I bet you can't again.
I don't want
That's
to.
not. No.
You
we're
can't
not-
make
we're
me.
not-
I'm
we're
going
not.
to sit right here
sticking-
and I'm just going to yell
we're
until
sticking-
mom
we're
comes and
sticking-
gets us.
We're sticking
Perfect.
together.
Like I
He's not
said,
gonna
you
come to
can't
get
walk
you.
to the message board. You're
Yep.
proving my point.
not.
I'm happy about it. You're here together.
You're
When
not
you're
going to
no
be happy
longer
about
loved.
it when I'm sitting in the street yelling.
I don't know why you think I would mind that.
You're going to be embarrassed as hell.
I am already embarrassed you are my brother.
Mission accomplished.
So,
I only exist to make your life hell.
werewolves.
Yes, werewolves.
Oh yeah, you guys, we decided we're gonna hunt werewolves.
Do I know anything about werewolves?
Only Papa said we can't
You-
just hunt him. We have to talk to him first.
Would
Yeah.
know where to find information on werewolves.
Ah,
But
to the
being
library.
of the sheltered, that there is a way. So there are ways at this point. You're hunting a werewolf. Your father would go over that. Normally, when these things happen, when you get a bounty made about something you don't know, how he does it is he goes and he does some research on it. If he has some gaps in his knowledge, he may ask around. He usually also tries to find the person. There is a name on it, Durson Bottleheart.
That sounds made up.
Right? Is the name on it's the person who is giving the bounty. So he has two ways. He'll either go get the information on whatever he is trying to find a bounty on and then go talk to the person about it, or he'll do it in reverse order, maybe hoping that the person can fill in some gaps of his knowledge beforehand. But then again, you never know whether you can trust someone else's knowledge on a thing. So either way works. And because he's kind of trying to teach you what.
Do libraries work the same way as they did in the last campaign, where like sometimes there's like restricted areas that we can't get into and stuff, or is it like public?
Yes, but in
libraries?
Novigrad, there's no restricted areas in the library. You can just take anything you
Oh, I
want.
want to go to their library.
Do they let everybody in, or is it just certain people in?
They let everybody in.
Yeah.
It's not. It is a large amount of knowledge, but it is definitely much more lax than your traditional library. So sometimes there's a chance you might not find the knowledge there as someone hasn't returned the books.
Father, shall we go to the quest giver, or shall we go to the library, or shall we do a secret third thing I heard from a child from, and I do air quotes, Connecticut, and Scooby-Doo the gang?
But I'm gonna leave that one up to you. Which one would the
Children
group
running the show, eh?
I want to go to the library.
I don't want to bring him there.
What?
This is. And he looks at Ripple and he's like, "These are not the libraries that you're used to. This is It's okay."
Oh, one of those libraries, huh?
Well,
I've read about them.
That is like
And
the
also, to be
nerdiest thing
fair-
you read about a library. What kind of a
Yes.
wet dream was that for you?
Libraries are very critical places.
Reading about reading seems like
I read a story
God
about the
damn.
head librarian
And
from
you're
an ancient
embarrassed-
ruin
you're embarrassed
who
by me.
who helped save Icewind Dale.
You are embarrassed by me, and you read books about libraries.
You're the one carrying around a book that can only be opened by a spatula.
your father goes over
Is
to
that
Krazer
what
and this is
opens
like,
it?
and to be fair, it wasn't your fault that your library card was revoked, Krazer. It was just a misunderstanding.
He can't read.
Oh.
I don't
It
think
was
that's
a
a prerequisite to getting a library card, you dick.
He's read words before. Krazer can
Can
words.
Can I get another card then?
Are you
Um,
ready?
Ask
This
the head
one.
librarian when we get to the library.
Well, for here you can go in. You don't need a library card. But back in Halad, they said to give them about a month, and that the incident happened like 2 weeks ago. Just we'll talk to him again. Don't worry,
Fair.
we'll get your library card again.
You
just need to know that don't try and eat any of the books, and we're okay.
Well, the
Yes.
binding glue tastes good because it's
It
made
does
from
not.
animals.
It is probably made from horse. Anywho,
Still
Anywho,
trying.
if this company, notice our family is run like a democracy. My
yeah.
vote is
In
we go
this
to the
case- in
library.
this
So
case,
when we go and talk to the man who's issued the quest, we know everything there is to know about werewolves. Maybe we
So
get
we
a better
must-
price.
Hit the books.
Otherwise, he might
Reddit
tell us a
report.
lie and we wouldn't know, and we'll just say, "Yeah, this is an easy one. We should take less money and just get it done in an afternoon."
It is true because
I'm
time is
30
of
years
the
old.
essence. Okay.
That's not unusual.
Ooh. You go to the library, and it is actually pretty well stocked. There is a orc behind the counter, or behind the library area. Let's call it the counter. Why not? He's just kind of chilling out, not paying a tremendous amount of attention as people go in and go out. There really is no check-in system. You see someone just walk out with a book. He doesn't make note of it or anything.
I go up to the counter and I'd be like, "Excuse me, my good librarian, I'd like to apply
Yeah.
for a library card."
You know, there is no card. It's here.
No
Yeah.
card! Father, you were
There's no
right.
card.
This
Just
isn't
take-
the libraries I'm used to.
Just take a book. It's always fun to get the ones from the other side of the wall. Just take a book. Take it. It's fine. Bring it back. That's all I ask.
I like raise my hand at the bag and I'm like, "Okay, do you have books on Ty Kareen?"
Oh boy. Yes, we did just have someone donate it a little while ago.
I'm gonna go to
Let's,
the library card catalog while you answer my brother's questions.
There is no library card catalog either.
By, by the
You
gods!
notice
Wander around and pray that
while you're
You're
doing
gonna tell
this,
me they sort these alphabetically.
people are legitimately just putting books on shelves and taking other books to go. It is a whole 100% donation
It's the Wild West of
and
libraries.
taking.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Are they even sorted by a loose category, or am I going to
No.
find crook books next to historical fiction?
They're only sorted as
You're
much as the
lucky.
people who donate them want to spend the time to sort them. So not very much.
ever see a book like this? And I plop my book down on the desk.
Personally, I had a friend once that had a book like that. It's some crazy shit.
I just tuck it back in my jacket. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Be careful with that, man.
I try to not take it out much. Library
Say loud
seems
that
like
one
a
on the other
place.
side of the wall. I'm not gonna lie. Usually they kind of try and keep those things under keeps, as far as I know. I've never been.
What
This
the
one
hell
open.
is Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard?
Because of the fact that this world is like a mixed match, there are literally pieces
know.
of literature that you
And
know.
also, I know if
But
there's
you, the player,
Scientologists in this universe, they put that fucking book here.
Yep. There's a lot of. There's actually a large section of Scientology
ever
because
check-
people.
If you ever check out Craigslist books, Craigslist books always has a shitload of Scientology books there because they're just trying to get you in.
Yep. But yeah, I'd be careful with that. That man.
I'm trying to be.
Hubbard?
Hubbub.
What?
No.
What'd you say?
Hubbard.
What's Hubbard?
A hovercraft? Like one of
He
those?
said, "Be careful with that man." Dressed as I said, "What the hell is this book?"
Oh, that
Yeah,
no.
don't
I was
drop it.
talking.
It's a-
I was talking to
it's a
the
first
guy he
edition.
came in with.
That guy reads about reading. Don't listen to him.
I like books.
Lame, right?
You're a librarian.
What?
Barely.
I think he just likes to drink
Do
here.
you part time here?
Oh, I just kind of come here and sit in this chair.
He just hangs out here. You just mistook him for a librarian because you thought this was a real library. Now who's the dumb one?
This guy.
I'm
You
having a
walk
real
around
world
parked in a
experience.
red vest.
I'm having a real world
What?
experience with what's your name?
Jim.
I'm having a real world experience with Jim over here, and you're over there with your face in a book again.
We're in a library,
So's
and
Jim.
you're asking a non-librarian about books.
So did you.
And that's because I thought he was a librarian. Then you mocked me for
You-
thinking he was a librarian and continued to talk to him about books. He's just some dude on a stool named Jim.
That stool. This stool is cooler than you. Shut up.
Got him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did he? Jim?
Look, I've got the
All right,
majority
Lance
here,
already
buddy.
got you.
I no longer am concerned with your opinion. And I go searching for books on werewolves.
It is, like I said, surprisingly well stocked for a library that apparently just doesn't care at all. But you are able to find a book on werewolves. Now, do a investigation check for me to see exactly which specific one.
With guidance, if it
With
matters.
guidance,
It's not
he
worth
did
it.
say it.
Roll a d4. Let's go.
4.
Nice.
19.
Nice. Wait. So you find a book on werewolves. You find that they turn every full moon, which you actually know there is a full moon cycle because the way that the sun works, oddly enough, the fact that Avirath has a night and day cycle has actually, because of the magic of it, it does still trigger were beings.
Do we have tides?
It has no, because there's no. It isn't able to do everything.
Father,
that
I
the moon
deduce
is.
that the moon's influence on tides has nothing to do with werewolves because the tides have not maintained, but the werewolves have. Science!
Wait a minute.
I think
I
you're
write
making
down
that
a
up.
note. You just made
You
it canon
know-
that part plays nothing to do with werewolves.
It's true, but you do know
We
that
all-
there is
Is this world
the cycle will be
flat?
going into a full moon phase soon.
Soon?
Tonight actually.
Poor timing to take a werewolf.
But
quest.
poor time, right? You also know that werewolves will turn when threatened by anyone. they have a self-defense mechanism. Even if there is a passage that even if they don't want to, if they inherently feel threatened, they will turn. And werewolves, when they turn, tend to lose their sense of self.
Is there anything that
You are
turns
also
back?
You weren't able to find anything on the book specifically. You are able to find out that they are resistant to any weapon that's not coated in silver.
Huh.
And that werewolves specifically around, because the werewolves actually have specific traits depending on the were-beings, depending on where they are.
Yep.
Specifically around this zone, they are vulnerable to a very specific type of steel called Austerian steel. Austerian silver.
Gotcha.
Steel. Austerian silver.
Is there any magic types that they are more vulnerable to?
So you would know that they are resistant to death and decay, is what it says. It is up to you whether you decide what kind of magic type that may be. And you know that they have suffered. They have suffered terrible psychic trauma whenever they turn.
Cool. So those are all the kinds I can't do for both the positive and the negative. So I can just do fire per the norm.
Per the norm.
Or I do have chill touch, so I probably won't use that.
But yeah, so that's what you
Chromatic
know.
orb can do acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder, which is none of those. And witch's bolts can do lightning.
So you know you're in good shape. You're not doing double damage, but you're still doing basic. You're not gonna be resisted probably.
But if he gets up close, I shouldn't do chill touch. I should.
As far as you know. As far as what you're assuming death and decay means.
Yeah. I also don't want to be up close with a werewolf anyhow.
No.
With my 9 HP and my 14 AC.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Has
14
anybody
AC
else
is actually
learned
pretty good.
anything, or have you been hanging out with Jim?
We learned some life lessons from Jim.
Name 2.
Yeah, man.
We learned that you're a loser and that what you say doesn't matter.
You cry when you
Not
lose
him
your
again.
book.
I was happy to lose that book.
And you made Dad go look for you because you got lost.
I did not get lost. I was on my way back.
I don't know. Father, was he lost?
I can't.
I meant to get to the
He
board.
came
I
back.
got to the board,
He came
and I was
back
coming
pretty.
back.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. We
No,
should
I don't think.
encourage that
I don't think he
behavior.
ever got lost. I don't think he ever got lost. But we also should stick together. We should not encourage just going to the bounty board and coming back. We should stick together. We are sticking together. No, see, that's so we can be democratic about the way we do things for as far as this bounty goes, except for the fact that we're sticking together. We're sticking together. We're not separating
Mom
after
would let
that.
us vote
I'm not
on it.
losing someone in Novigrad. I don't care.
Is there any value out of character in borrowing the book? Is there anything I can actually learn more, or was that it?
That seems to be it. You got a pretty damn good roll with that guidance.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a small chance I can learn anything more, I would, because there's no lending policy, I would borrow the book. But in the interest,
You're not 100% sure. I mean, there could be a small chance.
All right, I'll take.
You
I'll
just take it.
the book. I'll just take the book, man.
Sure.
You can just say I returned it back in a 5-second cutscene.
It's a book called Werewolves. Why not?
I asked the rest of the brothers and Dad, does anybody have any of that, what did you say, something silver? Aristocratic?
Austerian?
Austerian silver?
Aromatic silver, Jesus.
I don't know. My good
I mean, I don't-
my good sniffing silver.
I don't have anything, but I don't have any, but if we maybe be able to turn that 10 gold into something, you could probably find a blacksmith. I know Austerian it's a little bit rarer for silvers around here, but there is the possibility we could find it at a blacksmith. At the very least, we might want
What's
to.
that cursed sword made out of?
It was made out of mithril.
No, no.
Damn.
So if he can uncurse that bad boy's worth some money.
But if anyone who uses weapons like Kree, you might want to dip some. See if you can find some molten silver to dip their arrowheads in, and Anam if you want to.
I would like to get some silvered arrowheads.
It's probably a
Destination.
smart decision.
Do that. I mean, Asterian silver. I don't know if everyone can have that, but at the very least.
I'm good. I got the spatula.
Is it an us? Is
Is it a packed weapon?
Yeah.
Out of character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I believe packed
no.
weapons
So
are-
it's not it's not so much a packed weapon as a weapon that I imbue with spells like Green Flame Blade or
Gotcha.
yeah. I think True Strike is also cast on a weapon. Yeah. So it's what I cast all my spells on as a weapon. So
It's a weapon.
But True Strike doesn't make it magical or silvered, though.
it does radiant damage.
You know,
The
Gabagoolio, I
spatula
don't
does
remember
radiant
you
damage?
making us omelets this morning.
It can be radiant or the weapon's normal.
Oh,
damage.
if you do
can
True
choose.
Strike. Got
Yeah.
you.
So like True Strike does radiant, Green Flame Blade does fire.
That's right. And they buffed True Strike, so it's not like next turn it happens. It's you make the attack right on that turn, and
Yeah.
then those things happen.
So like
Oh,
that.
thank God.
But for the most part, I'm gonna be trying to use Eldritch
And Green
Blast, and
Flame.
Witch Bolt, and Hellish Rebuke.
Green Flame doesn't change the type of the second creature is the type of damage. The first type is not.
Green Plane doesn't do anything if there's only one target.
Yeah. Green Flame jumps. True Strike is good for one target, though. So if you're just using True
Yeah.
Strike on a single target, you're just doing Radiant anyway. Too bad this is a Holy Werewolf.
Eldritch Blast.
And it's
Vicious
immune to
Mockery,
everything you
psychic
can
damage?
do. What? Yes.
It's too bad we don't have a bard. That's the only time you'll hear me say
Speak with
You
animals.
do have a warlock that has Vicious Marker.
Oh.
Vicious Mockery. Yeah.
that. I just never expected vicious mockery from you. You're so bad at it.
No, you're just uncultured.
I'm uncultured?
You read a lot, but you don't know anything about people.
You, the pisser offer of the first client I've ever had?
That I mean, I did what I
Captain
set
can't
out
read a
to.
room?
I knew that would piss him off.
What value is that, Mr. I'm worldly and understand everyone?
To piss you off.
You realize this is money for a family, right?
We're rich. What do we
It
need
doesn't-
money for?
You're right, we're rich. That's why our army of child soldiers is out here hunting werewolves for fun.
How do you think we got the money?
I don't think you understand what rich is.
What would you like to do? You can talk to the person with the bounty. You could take the information and just go track down this werewolf right now.
We could
How
go
much
spend our
daylight
money in
around
the
him?
tavern.
I want
It's
to get
starting
some silver
to.
arrowheads.
It's probably like 4:00, which
So, I know that it
Oh.
says that he will automatically transform when threatened.
Why
I
don't we just-
assume that is independent of whether or not there's a moon, or is it only when threatened while there's a moon?
no, it's independent.
Okay,
So this is perfect.
is it strong? Is his transformation stronger when there's a
There
full
is no difference in strength. No.
Okay. He can just only willingly do it when there's a full moon, but he can involuntarily do it regardless?
Right.
Okay.
So here's what we do. We get the ball to cast Thaumaturgy and just threaten the whole town, and then whoever it is will just turn into a werewolf.
Are we?
The ball
I mean-
remains quiet and just looks at Gabagoolio.
Sorry, bricks him.
Not the ball. Not the ball.
Our worldly brother wants to terrorize the town.
I mean, we definitely shouldn't terrorize the town. And I did
No, I want to threaten
say,
the town
why are we trying to make him turn?
so that we can identify them. Oh, unless Smarty Pants
Why are-
over there wants to cast his identify spell on everybody.
Why are we
I don't think it works like
trying
that.
to
But you
make
know-
him turn to identify him? Wouldn't it be better to identify him first?
Oh yeah, you're right, Dad. He'll probably just tell us he's a werewolf.
You understand that werewolves are people as well, correct?
You think they're just gonna tell us?
I thought that
Some of
maybe
them
with
do.
a little bit of an investigation in the area that they're usually seen in, maybe we can ask around, figure out some clues.
I definitely don't.
To formally deport Capabilia.
Second to
No.
Okay. Is there a form I can fill out to formally request a new family?
No.
No, you're going to war with the rest of us.
We're not going to
No,
war.
we
what
would
that
all go
means.
together.
None of us have a choice.
What?
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 You're not my real
What?
dad.
I was never considered your father.
I was looking at the other dad.
That's pretty mean to say. He's very nice.
I don't know. I'm flustered right now, and I'm angry, and my book's kind of like glowing a little bit.
You've always been
No,
flustered and angry your entire life.
I just want to make sure you understand that you are saying. I just need to make sure it's.
We're gonna go whack some
you need-
werewolves.
What?
Are you okay with just killing a human or just killing someone?
I mean,
Without-
I don't particularly want to for no reason.
No.
Okay. Then I need
Are
you
they-
to understand that werewolves
they a
are
bad
people
person?
Except
when
they're
they
werewolves.
transform. So I need you. I want to make sure you understand that if you were to yell and then get it to transform, then there is no way of potentially, at that point, we would have to kill it to keep people safe. That is the most violent outcome.
The most violent.
Are we just trying to arrest it otherwise?
I think we're trying to talk to him so that he doesn't do the things he's been doing.
Does he know that he's a werewolf?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
most werewolves know.
Based on this book, I assume so.
It depends on how long it's been around.
Now, again with the
But I
book
imagine, I mean, if the bounty's there, then it's been out there for a full moon.
What do you mean again with
At
the
least
books? We're
once.
standing in a library.
stuff. You know what?
The only people who don't have respect for books here are you and Jim.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey.
I'll take that one on the chin. Fair enough.
I didn't eat a single book at this
And
library.
I did
We're
not
not-
include you in the
we're not-
disrespect,
We're
oddly.
still in the library.
We're not
There's
talking
still
about
time.
it, Pre.
So help me God if Jim's the werewolf.
Jim can't be the werewolf. Jim's like my best friend in this room right now.
Jim's
He holds
sweating
out
for
knuckle.
fun
He
no
holds
reason.
out for a fist bump.
Yeah, fist bump him.
Jim, no, stay out of this. It's a family affair.
Oh, sorry, man. Don't want to get involved in family business. That stuff gets
Mind if I call you Uncle Jim?
crazy.
What are you doing here, Jim?
Jim, do you have a home?
Good question,
Hey,
man.
Jim, do you want to buy a sword?
I'll tell you when I find out.
It's not how it works.
I'll tell you when I find out if I have a home. I'll get back
Okay.
to you alone.
Anyway, Father, I think we should talk to the client. He's gonna know what we want to have, what he wants to have happen. We may need to talk him one way or another.
But what if the client's the werewolf and he's just trying to get rid of werewolf hunters?
But we're
had the
not
same
werewolf
thought.
hunters. There is a bounty.
We're a bunch of children.
But we should
Yes.
try and do this peacefully.
Maybe.
So we should go. I agree with going to talk. So, in the scenario that he is the werewolf and he's trying to get rid of werewolf hunters, then we have him in a secluded area. And let's say he is an evil person who is also a werewolf, and we can then deal with that.
So then we should go get
It
the
is-
silver stuff first in case we need to go that route.
Hey,
Bingo.
Can we not just make it clear that we're not werewolf hunters? We're just children who want $500?
No, I mean, I thought it was pretty clear based on everybody wanting to silver their weapons that we were probably going to whack some werewolf.
No.
So, I need this to be a good lesson. It is good to be prepared. You do not need to go and want violence or expect violence, but you should be prepared just in case.
You signed me up for
Silvering
the
the
bloodiest sport in
weapons.
the village.
Ahead of time. Yes, I understand. That was supposed to be an aggression outlet, not something that makes your aggression worse.
It's my life now.
But I need you to understand
you
that
deliberately pick the worst outcomes of the things you say.
I'm not saying
Not you,
This
your father, of course.
silver. I understand. To silver the weapons, because we're definitely going to kill a werewolf. I'm saying yes, and now that is correct. We should be prepared just in case. Don't go into a situation just expecting violence, but keep yourself safe.
There's civil unrest
If there's
everywhere.
anything you take away from this, keep yourself safe. Don't go into a conversation aggressively, because that could just spawn more aggression. But know that the person you're talking to, especially in Novigrad, or if you end up going farther away, might try and stab you. So keep your wit about you. You don't have to be violent. You can just be defensive.
If he tries to stab Gabagool, should we let him?
No.
Everybody gets one.
No. If someone tries to stab Gabagool, we don't just let him.
What if Gabagool's earned?
I don't think we're understanding this here.
What if it's Jim?
If it's Jim
I'm kidding.
that's trying to stab
I'm not
Ga-
gonna stab my brother.
Jim wouldn't stab me. We're like best friends.
we need to work on your attachment issues.
Everybody leaves.
We're all
haven't
here.
left
We've
you.
all been here the whole time. You're just
We
me.
haven't Gabagool, we haven't left you and we're not going to leave you. Your
That's
mother and
what
I
my-
keep on
that's-
trying to
That's what my real
get you to
mom said.
understand that.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a lot to unpack. I'm going to go read a different.
But
book.
we're not those people. We're not going to leave.
Yeah.
I do have to leave in a few minutes. Sorry.
See?
Whoa.
Oh,
You're about to go
segue.
murder a werewolf.
we had him calm down.
I'm running away and I'm never coming home.
Damn it, Frank! You did this.
Look, it's better he learns the hard truths now.
Yeah. Trust no one. No one will be there for you. You're all alone.
Of course, none of that happened. Your father said, we're not going to leave you. And put his hand on your shoulder.
And I said, yeah.
And that's where we're going to end it.